Hello, everyone. I can honestly say this is the very first time that I have ever been a part of a congregational assembly on tape. This is not live, but I want to share some things with you from God's Word. That's a great place for us to start. And we're going to turn right to the book of Acts, chapter 12, which you would have seen this Sunday in the service. And here is a passage that I referenced that we'll use as our devotion. So Peter was kept in prison, held by a tyrannical Herod, held because politically it was in his favor to hold Peter there. He had just killed James, the brother of John. The Jews loved it. Now he wants to kill Peter too. Great political opportunity for Herod, but God is bigger than the problem, and God steps in. Now, why does God step in? Because the hand of the church was reaching out to tug on the hand of the Father, but the church was earnestly praying to God for him. So, what does this mean for us? Well, one, look around you in your life. What are those things that are troublesome? What are those difficulties? How do we be the church when there are difficult things in our marriage, when there are difficulties in our neighborhood, when there are difficulties in our city? We as the church earnestly pray to God. We start tugging on the Father's hand because of those difficulties inside of us, because of those difficulties in our family, because of those difficulties in our neighborhood, because of those problem areas in our city, in our nation. We start tugging on the hand of the Father. That's what the church does. And like we talked about, we don't have to be surprised when God answers our prayer. So keep tugging on the hand of the Father. Some positive things to mention, some blessings. What it means to be church, it means that we're going to continue to tug on God the Father's hand, especially at these times when things are difficult, but blessings also. Did you know, and probably many of you haven't, did you know that we've got a number of people who are following us online now that we've had to go live stream online with our worship services? We've got a person in the South Metro who's joined us online because she wants a church that seeks Jesus, shares his love, and builds community. We've got a family in Milwaukee who said they want to make us their church home because they find the message of Jesus so captivating. We've even got a family who joins us from Hawaii because they find the message of Jesus as we open up scriptures. They find that message of Jesus so captivating. So continue to pray for those individuals and others, and pray for us as a ministry that we can continue to reach out. We want to reach people with the message of Jesus, who's the greatest answer ever, who's the antidote for any difficulties. Pray for this. Also, my final point for the pastor's report is that we want to have a communion devotional set up coming very soon. You'll find out in an email this week. You'll be receiving an email that will outline the communion devotional plan. Essentially, what it's going to be is you will have an opportunity to sign up for 10 or less slots. 10 or less people will be able to come into the building at one time with the proper distance and preparation, and we'll have a devotional ahead of time. So I will give you a 30-second to 4-minute devotional, whatever it is, something to encourage you that, yes, as a sinner, God has stepped in and made a difference. Then we will receive the Lord's Supper, individually packaged wafers and individually packaged wine. You'll take that. You'll take just the one that you need. We'll all receive it. I'll announce the blessing, and that will be the devotional. So more information you'll find out this week in an email. Next up, you're going to hear from Jake, our council president, and he's got a number of things he would like to share with you. Thank you, everyone. God bless, and keep praying.
Hi, Mount Olive family. I'm Jacob SWOGGER, president of the congregation, and I just want to say I'm thinking about you. I've been thinking a lot about our time that we're not spending together and missing it. So I know a lot of you are too, and I hope you're doing well. So I'm going to give you an update on what we've been doing and what we're going to continue to do during this time that we've been apart to keep the mission of Mount Olive going. So first of all, we're proceeding cautiously. We're looking to science and the Minnesota Department of Health for guidelines to keep people safe. We're looking to CDC. We're looking to WELS for guidance at the WELS leadership level. We're looking to other WELS churches and other organizations to see what they're doing so we can learn from them, see what's working, what's not working, get resources from them so that we're not having to invent the wheel every time. We're updating our COVID-19 preparedness plan, which is required for us to start meeting again. So that's working. It's a new development in the last week, and we're looking at that and seeing what we need to be doing in order to start gathering again. And I'll talk about that in a little bit too. We're using the considerable talents at Mount Olive to bring you services online, produce visuals and music and Bible study reading programs and a lot of other things, and I think we'll see a lot more of that soon. We're going to keep investing there. Even after this is done, that's something I want us to all continue doing and use these resources online and available to you to use when you need them. Not only you, but our community, the people that are not yet part of our community. We're also investing in our building. We're getting it ready for you to come back on site, making it more ready for guests to come and engage with our amazing community. And there'll be some details to share about that soon. But we're investing in it, taking care of it, making sure it's ready for us when we are back together. So when are we going to start gathering again? Well, it's going to be a while. I know some churches are starting to get together. We're not ready yet. We have a lot of work to do. There's a COVID-19 preparedness plan that the council needs to get ready, that we're currently working on that. That needs to be ready and posted. We need to have a lot of logistics in place in order for you to be safe and to keep everyone else safe and part of our community. So for now, online services will continue. We're looking at ways we can continue to make those better and more engaging for you. Pastor Al, one of the things that's new here is Pastor Al will start conducting a small weekly in-person communion devotion. Details are coming on this soon, but know that it'll be an appointment-based, small gathering, under 10 gathering, a devotion, no singing, just coming together for 20 minutes, 30 minutes for a quick devotion and communion. So more on that in the coming week. And again, in order for us to start meeting, the council needs to get a lot more details sorted out for logistics, cleaning, all those things. There'll be an opportunity for you to serve on a team to keep the facility clean, and it'll be above and beyond the normal cleaning services we normally would have at our facility. So look for more details on that. And then when we do resume in-person services, there's going to be a couple changes, and I just want to give you a heads up on this because this is going to be different for a while. So 10 a.m. service time to allow all the different teams that have to do work, streaming, technology, that kind of thing. Whatever music is going to look like, those teams to get ready. Cleaning teams, logistics teams, all those things are going to have to be in place in order for us to start gathering. So a later start time. Family units will have to sit 6 feet apart. Part of the requirements we are finding out is 25% of our capacity. We're looking at what that looks like and what that means. I don't have those details yet, but we just know it's going to be different. So 6 feet apart for family units, cleaning in between services or in between activities, and as people move around the building, we're going to have to look at what that's really going to mean. Cloth masks, strongly encouraged to protect you and those around you. Singing is going to be different. Music will be limited. or reduced, not eliminated, but just different. In order for us to sing, we'll need to use a mask, and that is based on findings that singing is a great transmitter of these droplets that carry the virus. So without a mask, we will not be singing. So if we want to sing, we'll need that mask. And then fellowship time. So all the extracurricular activities outside of a Sunday service, for now, we will not have them. So Bible study, Sunday school, it's summer break, but if this goes through the fall, there will be no Sunday school and no fellowship time. So look for more information about that. We'll see what that really means as we move through the year here. But for a while, it's going to be reduced, and that's going to be hard for a lot of us. And finally, just want to say that in this really tough week, in this really tough year, we're thinking about our community, our city, our state, excuse me, and we're praying for the guidance of our leaders at this time. And we're praying for our brothers and sisters of color and the really hard time they're having right now, and we are having as a collective community with what has happened with George Floyd. And I don't want to just not recognize that this is a really hard time. So we're going to pray for the family of George Floyd. We're going to pray for our brothers and sisters of color. We're going to pray for our cities. We're going to pray for our state, our leaders, and our country. So please remember all of those factors in your prayers and pray for peace and healing. So thank you so much. I can't wait to see you again, and I hope you're all well. Thanks.
Hi, Mount Olive family. This is Kathleen MENKE. I hope that this message finds you safe and healthy. I wanted to provide you a bit of a financial update of Mount Olive. First of all, thank you for your continued financial support of the ministry of Mount Olive. We couldn't keep this going without you. If you typically use offering envelopes, feel free to continue using those. Just place a stamp on it, put it in the mail, and it'll come find us. If you use online giving, you should know that using your checking or savings account comes now with no fees, but you're still free to continue using your credit cards. As part of COVID-19, we've looked at our expenses and trimmed where we can. 2020 monthly contributions that are needed is just shy of $15,000. Through the middle of May, contributions were $64,000 and expenses were $68,000. The difference there is due to a couple of things. One, we paid some expenses in January that we typically pay at the end of December, so just a timing difference there. And then the second thing is that we've been making deposits of envelopes on an every other week basis, about every other week basis versus every week. So there's just a bit of a timing difference there too. We did apply for and obtain a Paycheck Protection Program loan, or you may have heard it as PPP loan. This was a way for us to continue our great ministry here at Mount Olive. It is a forgivable loan if we use it for specific items, and we intend to do that. Check out our website for a breakdown of how funds are used at Mount Olive, and if you have any questions, please let me know. We've also been looking at investing in our future, looking at some short-term projects and then also starting to plan for some longer-term projects at Mount Olive. In the short term, we're looking at how can we stream live worship services from the sanctuary so that when we are able to meet again, those who want to continue worshiping with us online can do so easily. And then we're also looking at some longer-term projects such as church roof replacement and some other things that are listed there. Just as a reminder, there are some other ways that you can give back to Mount Olive. If you are a Thrivent member, you can designate Thrivent Choice dollars to Mount Olive. And if you're like me, you've been probably purchasing a few more Amazon items these days. If you use smile.amazon.com, you can a portion of that purchase price will go to Mount Olive, and there's no additional cost to you. And if you are interested in donating stock to Mount Olive, we do have a stock account that we can use for that donation. And then finally, if you are in need of any monetary resources, please reach out to me. We do have some funds set aside for those who are in need and need some additional funding in order to get themselves through. I know a lot of us have either maybe lost our jobs or have reduced hours at work, and so we want to make sure that we're taking care of the members of Mount Olive. So if you are in need of monetary resources, please let me know. All communications and requests will remain confidential. If there's any other way that Mount Olive can help you, let us know. We're happy to lend a hand where we can. Thank you, and I hope that you continue to stay safe and healthy, and I hope to see you very soon.
Hi everyone, I'm Anna Biedenbender, and I'm missing you all over here in Glenwood, Minnesota, where I've hunkered down with some of my family since mid-March. I hope you all are safe and well. You've all been in my thoughts and prayers. I know God has each of us in his hands, but man, I can't wait till I can see all of your faces in person once again. Pastor and Jake and Kathleen have gone over a bunch of updates, and while I don't want to go over what they've covered again, I do want to highlight a few more items with you. Jesus has been with us and working in all kinds of ways during this time, so I first wanted to celebrate some of the things we've been excited about. Some are new, beginning at the start of our time apart, like our YouTube channel, bringing you Pastor's Face, and a virtual gathering together around the Word weekly. Be sure you've subscribed. Our phone and ground teams who become BFFs with our homebound members. Our creative team's efforts with music, playlists, artwork, and music videos. We hope you've enjoyed those. And then some things have continued, just in new ways. And hopefully they've become all the more meaningful to us, like our communications team and their efforts to make social media and other platforms a way for us to better engage with each other and with the hope we have. Our small groups and Bible study meeting virtually. If you're not in a group or haven't tried Bible study yet, it's not too late. And our Sunday school team, who finished out the year with some creative and innovative teaching, pointing all of our Mount Olive kids to Jesus each week. Then there's the behind-the-scenes work of some of our other teams, like our sermon team working with Pastor to plan out this coming year's series. Thank you to all of you who gave your input on themes. Our AV team, updating our tech around church, and especially in the sanctuary, so that when we come back, we'll have some awesome upgrades. And then our property and grounds team, who I hear someone's got to send me some pics, has made the landscaping of Mount Olive just gorgeous and worked on painting projects inside the church. And there's you all, sending our communications team pictures and videos of what you've been up to these days, praying for Mount Olive and our leaders, for our members and city, and for your support and encouraging messages as we've navigated doing church a little differently, but still always continuing to be the church. So, like I said, there are just a couple of things I wanted to cover. But no, there are actually three main things I want to make sure I highlight. One, our new Bible reading challenges. Before COVID, we had begun an effort to go beyond Sunday with aspects of our lives as Jesus followers, including especially our spiritual growth. We all have our own individual devotional efforts, but we were excited to start these challenges as a way for us all to get into the Word together as a community throughout the week. We've just begun the first week of our second challenge, a 21-day focus on how God is faithful. If you haven't signed up yet, I promise it's not too late. Just go to mountolivestpaul.org/Bible study, easy peasy, and start to get daily emails with words straight from our Savior, plus some bonus material to hopefully encourage you all the more. 2, some follow-ups to this video update. including the survey Jake mentioned, and a live discussion on Sunday, June 28th at 11 a.m. Look for that survey next week. Then there will be 2 weeks to get us your responses, and then we'll be able to go over the results together with time for Q&A. And then 3, possibly my favorite, our What a Friend Mount Olive music video, a congregation-wide hymn recording project. We'll be asking you to record yourself with music we'll send you. We're hoping you'll record with video, even though we get that most of us have not necessarily been putting our faces on each day the last couple of months. Then we'll take those video recordings and weave them all together into one massive choir-like, maybe even orchestra-like hymn arrangement. I'm very excited about this. We would love for you to participate in each of those 3 ways: the Bible reading challenge, the survey and discussion, and the What a Friend Mount Olive music video project. Obviously, for any questions on those efforts, or if you've got any questions on anything, please feel free to email, text, call, Facebook message, whatever works for you. And the same goes for needs. With the protests and rioting in the cities, I know many of you live around the corner from what is happening. If you need anything at all, please let me know. Please let any of us know. We're looking at specific ways we as the church can help our city and our communities. And those without question include our brothers and sisters of color. To get involved in this effort and for the others mentioned previously, like cleaning and prepping for us to reopen, just send an email to office@mountolivestpaul.org now, or look for more info to come. God bless each and every one of you. He's always been faithful because he is the faithful God. And we know he continues to work in ways we can't even imagine. We're just praying we can be a part of it as the Mount Olive family. See you all soon.